as always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get whatever you want. Creatives, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. DeAgostini build the Moomin house. In this video, we'll be completing the second half of issue 62. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. A very simple stage of the build comes with component parts and a magazine. These are the remaining component parts for issue 62. So we did this in the last video. We put the treads on and we added the second part of the staircase. So in this video we're going to be putting drawers in the desk. Here is the desk. So we're going to put drawers in there. And we're going to paint them and put handles on them. So yeah, so this is the step-by-step that we did in the last video. And in this video, we're going to work through this step-by-step instructions until we complete there. And there's a chair there as well. I have that chair, but my chair's not brown. So I think I'll paint the chair as well. I'm just trying to see where my chair is, because here it is. Oh no, that's not the chair. That's not the chair. And that's definitely not the chair. That's the chair for the veranda outside. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be building that chair at some point to accompany the desk. So yeah. So as always, I like to make sure that what it says we've got in this section here, that we have in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we've got panel A there, and we've got panel B. We have large pull-out drawers. We've got 3 of them. We have that's part of panel B as well, and then we've got some drawer handles. I've got 3. I've lost 2 of them, but I will find them, because I did actually manage to find these 3, because I kind of knocked this and it tipped over, so I know where they are. I just have to find them. But yeah, but we won't be putting handles on until a later date. So we've got everything that we're supposed to have at this stage of the build. So we've got our components, we've got our magazine. Let's begin. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to separate out these components from the wooden tree using a craft knife. If you get the right place, it just clicks. Just going to separate them out because we're going to build. I think it's large drawers. Yeah, there's a large drawer and smaller drawers. This is the large drawer. Yeah, kind of from that side. There. Click, click. Okay. That's them. I'll separate these now. that's funny. Blade back in, tighten it up. Yeah, some of them just need a little more clicking out. These are pre-painted white and these are not. So we've released them from their housing. So we need to glue them together. Got the glue, got the cocktail sticks, we're ready to assemble. So this has to go here at the back. Doesn't worry about any flashing because it won't be seen. So that sits in there like that. So we need to glue all the contact points. Which are on this side. Make sure you get up the side as well of all the contact points. And then that just sits in there. Like that. Just clean up any excess glue. That. Just got to leave that to dry before we put these two sides on. Checking which is front and which is back. Okay, that's the orientation there. Give that a little time to dry now. As I put the sides on. Just glue up the contact points. Evenly spread the glue around. We didn't need glue there. So the orientation is this little indentation there, goes at the back into that indentation. That. Just make sure it's on straight. That seems to be flush. Get the other side on. Just clear that glue. and the contact points on this side. Just make sure you get up those sides as well. And not forgetting the little tab at the end that connects with the back. Position that in place. There we go. It's on flush. Leave that to dry. Just going to apply the front to the drawer. Just add glue to the contact points again, which is here. Up there. And up there. I just sit that on. Just making sure it's flush with the bottom edge. And that is the completed drawer. We'll be working on the smaller drawers, which are almost done. We just need to put fronts and backs on them. Move that aside. So we've got 3 backs and we've got 3 fronts. So we just need to put glue on their contact points. A little bit too much glue on that stick. Just thin it down a bit. There we go. So I'm going to do all 3 together. Like that. Just get glue on the contact points there. Put the fronts on. That. To make sure they're flush. Oops. There we go. Make sure that's flush. And then we'll put the backs on and those are dry. I've allowed these to dry enough now, so I'm going to put the back of the drawers in. The difference with the back of the drawers in, they actually go inside here. as you can see, they're a lot smaller, so they slot in there. So you just got to put glue on 3 sides. So glue that, glue that. A little bit fiddly to get my fingers in place. And glue that. Just spread the glue around on all the sides. That. And then just slot them in the back like that. There. Just making sure they're flush like that. Repeat the process on the other 2. Bit of glue there. Just turn the cocktail stick over and just spread it. You will get glue on your fingers, by the way, because these are so small. And just slot it in the back. And it should fit perfectly like that. Let's get the last one done, and we can leave them dry so that they can be painted. I think we're running out of glue now. That should be enough. Same again, just slot it in the back. And it pretty much fits like a glove. We'll leave them 3 to dry along with the large drawer, and then we will start priming and painting. So I've pre-mixed some acrylic paint, more than I actually need, but I've run out of these disposable shot glasses, so I've had to pour water from the tap, and it's kind of too much. And the other thing I've done is sanded a little bit of this white area, because there's no key for the paint to stick to. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting the primer colour, which is white. And because it's untreated wood, it will soak it up straight away, but the next coat will start to do coverage. So we've got like a key on the surface that the next layer can stick to. Okay, that's the big draw. Let's do the little ones now. Like I said, I've got far too much paint here. So because the water was quite high up, I had to keep adding more and more paint to thicken it up. But I've got it to the consistency that we need. So there we go. Starting off with a base layer. And just working our way through these 3 small drawers. I'm going to paint them as they painted them. So they don't paint inside the drawers, they paint around the top here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what they've done. Normally I would paint inside the drawers as well, but I'm not really going to have the drawers opened. Once they get put in the house, they'll just stay out as is. Third and final small drawer. The wood's a little rough and ready on this side. Just going to paint that bit. I'm going to leave that's already white. I don't need to paint it. Same with the fronts. The fronts are already white. I've just got to get the rest of the sides to match up. It doesn't have to perfectly match up because we are painting over it in burnt umber. So that's the drawers all painted. To bring back this is the bookcase that's completed, so the drawers will be painted in this colour once the primer layer is done. So I'm going to leave them to dry and come back. Right, I've given these enough time to dry, just make sure they're not sticking. Let's see. So I've got my bucket full of paint. Coverage is much better. Should have sanded this side down actually before I started painting it. It's very rough. Work on some of the tops as well, because they need doing. in this big drawer now. It's going to be a bit more generous with the paint because I've got loads of it. Covering up this darker wood. Although the burnt umber will do that, no problem. Like it did with the desk. Get these tops done as well. Let them dry. Third and final coat. Doesn't really matter about if it's full coverage now, because I'm going to be painting over it with the burnt umber, so that will just cover everything. Get this last row done. Another go on the tops. It'll just make it all the burnt umber that goes over the top an even coat, an even tone. There. It's time for the burnt umber. I brought these, the eraser and the pen there just so that I can sit them on there, because I don't want them sticking to the paper once they've been painted. So I'm going to start off with this, the large draw. And because acrylic dries with like a plastic skin, that's why it paints on like that for the first coat, because it's basically, acrylic's just basically waterproof when it's dry. So it would be like painting on trying to paint on a balloon or a window or something very smooth like that. So that's why it paints on like that. There's nothing wrong with it. And as before, the first coat creates a key for the second coat to sit on. But we are painting the fronts as well. So basically the first coat I just want to get on, it can be as thin and light as possible, as long as it's covered. And sit that on there to dry. And I'm going to put the 3 small ones on here while they dry. You know, burnt umber's alright, but my favourite of the burnt colours is burnt sienna. I think burnt sienna is a really good colour. It's like a reddy brown. Oops, I'm supposed to put it on there. I was painting something. Oh yeah, I painted the treads for the steps in burnt sienna. I do like that. I do like that colour. It was in the last video. I painted this treads with burnt sienna acrylic, and then I put some matte varnish on them to seal them in. I might have to end up sanding this side here that's very rough. See it? It's very, because the drawer might not close, but I'm trying to avoid sanding it down, but if I have to, I'll sand it down. There. Just allow that to dry. I wonder if I should do the tops as well. I might be able to do the tops as well. If I put my finger in there, stop it from moving. Going to use that cocktail stick just to hold the drawer so it doesn't slide as I'm painting it. Just means that I can do a second coat or a third coat if needed on all sides at the same time. Let's do this one. I just knocked over the white paint. Oh, great. Great stuff. Just trying to move it out of the way. So I moved it all the way in the way now. Just when I was on a roll with this painting. Right, so I'm going to leave them to dry. I need to clean up my mess. So I need to get rid of this paper towel. It's just going to leave my desk more messy, but that's just the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. I'm going to give these another coat. Not sure this brush is any good. Maybe I'll use a bigger brush. I think my paint might have dried out a bit. It's still kind of doable. Might have to add a little bit of water in it though. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll add a bit of water to it. Yeah, added a little bit of water to the paint and brought the paint back to life. This should be better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nice full coverage. Yeah, that's better. Kind of works if I squash my finger in the drawer. I can hold it from all angles. Like that. Just need to make sure that I don't put too much on. I'm going to have to redo this because it didn't work out that well. This needs to be a proper amount, not too much. Yeah, I can hold it like that. That's looking good. Wash these brushes off. I'm going to use this one to do the edges. Should be able to get the edges done while they're sat here. Use a screwdriver just to hold it while I paint these edges. Whoops. Oh dear. Let me... That's kind of gone a bit pear-shaped. A little bit. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's doing it now. Yeah, that's a good coverage. Yeah, I'll move it now so you can see. You can see what I'm doing. matching this desk. Right, they're all painted now. I did another coat off camera. So I've got the handles, although I've got one missing at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because this one has 2 handles, and these 3 have 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to miss the one on the bottom drawer, I think. So the handle will go in the top, like that. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to put 2 handles in here. So they push in and they sit facing down like that. So you just put a bit of glue. But what I need to do is I need to make sure the holes are defined. You could really do with a compass or a needle. But I'm going to see if I can do it with this. Just need to redefine the holes. Because they've got a little bit clogged up with paint. So I'm just going to redefine them. Hopefully this is enough that they'll just push in. So I've got my glue. Just got to make sure I can do it like that. So I've got my glue. So I'm just going to put some of this cement on there. I'm just going to push them in. Hopefully they'll go in. Yep. That's going in fine. Fine. Make sure I'm holding the right way up. Like that. Put some. Yeah, they do push in, it's just, there we go. Like that. So the one with the rough edge that I'm thinking I might have problems getting it in there, I'm going to have that one partly open. That. Yeah, I've got to redefine the holes. Getting ahead of myself there. Okay, they're not going in as far as I want them to go. Maybe I didn't define the holes enough. Let's just do this one. I'm going to find the missing handle, I'll put it on. Okay. Yeah, I'm using Tamiya extra thin cement. You can use any kind of super glue you like. Look at these holes, there we go. Yeah, that's gone in right, that's gone in really far. So this will be the middle drawer here. Just hoping I can get them in. There we go, that's the first one in. And the second one in, should say. Like that. Get this big old boy in. going to put the I'm going to put this one on the top because I'm not sure it's going to close all the way. Okay, gone right in. And this one's got no handle on it at the moment, so I'm going to leave it like that. But yeah, what I need to do is I need to redo this one because it's not going all the way in. So I just need to redefine the holes again so that they push in like that. That, and hopefully it will go in this time. So let's hold the handle like that. Bit of cement, and it should go in properly this time. Yeah. Let's get that in the top. There we go. Push that one in a bit. There we go. There we go, that's it done. I'll find that handle and let me just redefine it if I do find them. I will find it somewhere. I found the other four. So I'm just going to redefine it. Redefine the hole, so that I can just put it in when I find it. It'll just turn up one day when I'm sorting through stuff. But yeah, that's it complete there. I'm really happy with that. So that is what it should look like when it's finished. Mine's darker and a bit more rustic, but that's the way I wanted mine. So that completes issue 62 of the build. Yeah, I think that looks really good with the handles on it. Might just need to touch up here a little bit. I don't know. I'll see. I've still got the paint out, so I might just touch it up in some areas where it looks a bit patchy like there. So I want it that rustic look, so it doesn't look like they bought it from IKEA. So I'm gonna paint that bit. But yeah, that's it. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.